The Road to Serfdom in Cartoons. 1. War forces national planning. To permit total mobilization of your country's economy, you gladly surrender many freedoms. You know regimentation was forced by your country's enemies. 2. Many want planning to stay. Arguments for a peace production board are heard before the war ends. Wartime planners who want to stay in power encourage the idea. What's good in war is good in peace. 3. The planners promise utopias. A rosy plan for farmers goes well in rural areas, a plan for industrial workers is popular in cities, and so on. Many new planners are elected to office. 4. But they cannot agree on one utopia. With peace, a new legislature meets, but when the war, unity is gone. The planners nearly come to blows. Each has his own pet plan, won't budge. 5. And citizens can't agree either. When the planners finally patch up a temporary plan months later, citizens in turn disagree. What the farmer likes, the worker doesn't like. 6. Planners hate to force agreement. Most national planners are well-meaning idealists, balk at any use of force. They hope for some miracle of public agreement as to patchwork their plan. 7. They try to sell the plan to all. In an unsuccessful effort to educate people to uniform views, planners establish a giant propaganda machine, which coming dictator will find handy. 8. The gullible do find agreement. Meanwhile, growing national confusion leads to protest meetings. The least educated, thrilled and convinced by fiery oratory, form a party. 9. Confidence in planners fades. The more that the planners improvise, the greater the disturbance to normal business. Everybody suffers. People now feel, rightly, that planners can't get things done. Let's get a man who can make a plan work. 10. The strong man is given power. In desperation, planners authorize the new party leader to hammer out a plan and force its obedience. Later, they'll dispense with him, or so they think. 11. The party takes over the country. By now, confusion is so great that obedience to the new leader must be obtained at all cost. Maybe you join the party yourself to aid national unity. 12. A negative aim welds party unity. Early steps of all dictators is to inflame the majority in common cause against some scapegoat minority. In Germany, the negative aim was anti-Semitism. 13. No one opposes the leader's plan. It would be suicide. New secret police are ruthless. Ability to force obedience always becomes the number one virtue in the planned state. Now all freedom is gone. 14. Your profession is planned. The wider job choice promised by now defunct planners turns out to be a tragic farce. Planners never have delivered, never will be able to. 15. Your wages are planned. Divisions of the wage scale must be arbitrary and rigid. Running a planned state from central headquarters is clumsy, unfair, inefficient. 16. Your thinking is planned. In the dictatorship unintentionally created by the planners, there is no room for difference of opinion. Posters, radio, press, all tell you the same lies. 17. Your recreation is planned. It is no coincidence that sports and amusements have been carefully planned in all regimented nations. Once started, planners can't stop. 18. Your disciplining is planned. If you're fired from your job, it's apt to be by a firing squad. What used to be an error has now become a crime against the state. Thus ends the road to serfdom.